Alp Mehmet is with us now, I believe, and he is, of course, the chairman of Migration Watch UK, an independent research organisation calling to reduce the current levels of immigration. Well, we are seeing yet again records. We're also now seeing, I think, Alp, the fruits now of this, which is the local councils, aren't they, are even saying that they can't actually even take unaccompanied child migrants. This is a mess, isn't it?
It is indeed. Can I just first say, Patrick, perhaps you'd like to be Home Secretary, listening to you just now. I think that a lot of this problem, frankly, is because we are being far too political, if you like, rather than looking at the problem and identifying what the solution is going to be. As far as I'm concerned, that solution must include the French and indeed the EU as a whole. Nothing to do with whether we are in the EU or out of it. This is something beyond that. The French, I think they are playing politics. A lot to do with the fact that they've got a French election coming up for the presidency. So they are, I think, playing hardball partly because of that. But when they talk about sovereignty, we have juxtaposed controls. We have immigration officials based in France at the border who actually accept applications to come to the UK as immigration officers and very often refuse people. The French accept them then. So what is the difference between us accepting them at that point or refusing them and the French having them back and them traveling across the channel and our refusing them and sending them back? So I think that until the French really get more serious, about stopping them setting off in the first place, but more importantly, dealing with the migrants in their own country, then it's going to become increasingly difficult for us. And numbers will go up, possibly 30,000 by the end of the year. That's horrendous. We're over 25,000 now. We are really heading towards disaster. We are looking at thousands and thousands more coming next year than have come even this year.
And many people say that the solution to this is create more viable routes for these migrants, many of who, well, all of them, presumably, say they're asylum seekers and do indeed claim asylum when they get here. Open more routes, create a process where they can apply and they don't have to be in this country to apply. What do you say to that?
I think that is a nonsense, frankly. Creating more routes, we do have plenty of routes at the moment. There's Syrians, there's Afghans, there's Hong Kongers. We've said to 5 million Hong Kongers they can effectively come here. The people coming across the channel are not Hong Kongers, I appreciate, but there are other routes, including from countries where a lot of them are coming from. All you're going to do is just create a route to have more people entering while the illegal traffic will continue apace. If anything, it's going to encourage it, frankly. We're talking about millions of people around the world who are looking for a better life. And why wouldn't they? Well, okay, if you're saying anyone who wants a better life can come here, then go ahead. But the British people don't want that. The majority.
No, I mean, it's an interesting point. And I think, something we alluded to earlier on, Alp. I'm pretty convinced that a lot of...
Sorry, I may have lost you there.
Oh, have you got us now, Alp? No.
I have got you, yes.
Oh,
that was my fault, not yours.
Fantastic.
I hasten to add.
Fantastic. Just quickly then, Alp, what do you make of the French saying that we can't help them patrol their borders because it would infringe on their sovereignty?
Nonsense. Frankly, we are infringing their borders and their sovereignty by having juxtaposed controls. why shouldn't they work with us if they're really serious about stopping the boats from coming over? The fact is that they're not, primarily because they can't do anything about those who are entering France in the first place. It's out of their control. And even Michel Barnier referred to that fact recently. And if the Poles and Lithuanians and the Greeks and the Italians are working at their borders to stop illegal migrants entering their countries, then why can't the EU as a whole be serious and do that?
I think a lot of people have raised the question, certainly, haven't they, that we can send troops over to borders in, Belarus or wherever, but actually we don't seem to be able to police our channel pretty well. I can see the logic behind it, though, because if they want to stop them at source, as it were, before they make their way through the continent, yeah, fine, but one would have thought that maybe we were able to do both. Alp Mehmet there, who's obviously head of Migration Watch, discussing what's been going on in the channel. Lots to get stuck into there. More record days, of course. Triple now the number of people coming over this year than there were last year. And now local councils are starting to say, hang on a minute, we can't really take any more. We haven't got the room.